morning, everybody. It's still morning. We've done a few things so far. We took our rental car back to the place and then hung out with Tom a little bit this morning. But we borrowed his car and we went on a little adventure. We are in Oklahoma. There it is. We're headed to a coffee shop so that way we can spend money in the state. That is my parameters for counting a state. It has to be spent in the state, not at an airport. So a layover, in my opinion, does not count either. You have to set foot in the state and spend money in that state. So yeah, we're headed to the coffee shop. And then after that, we're headed to 903 Brewers for lunch. And last week, I pre-ordered some beer that I'm gonna pick up and consume tonight and tomorrow. So onwards to our next stop. So we're here at the Colbert Coffee Shop and Cafe. Let's go check it out. All right, so we walked up to the Colbert Coffee Shop after looking at that sign and discovered they only take cash or check, no cards. We don't have any cash, and during this pandemic, why would you be only accepting cash or checks? So we are headed elsewhere, probably towards Durant, Oklahoma, and we'll go see if we can find somewhere else to spend our money. Look, ladies and gents, Lake Texoma. The Denison Dam is what I guess we're driving on right now. It's a big lake. Alright, so change to my parameters of visiting a state. As long as you are driving to see a destination. Hey, we're back in Texas. As long as you're driving to see a destination within that state, outside of an airport, that counts as visiting that state. We drove to see a destination. We saw Lake Texoma and saw the Denison Dam. So that counts for me. I'm gonna count it. We're headed back to Texas.
We're already back in Texas.
We're already back in Texas. We are headed to 903 Brewers to go get some lunch and we'll pick up my beer. It's a Sex on the Beach slushy sour with cranberry, peaches, and tangerines. I'm so excited. So excited. All right, so we made it to 903. The beer looks good and the food sounds exciting, so let's go check it out. All right, so we're inside and the tap room is really nice, really spacious. Their beer selection is just ridiculous. They got some good merch over there that I might check out. But look at these tables. They're just like regular dining tables, like old repurposed dining tables. And it's kind of great. I'm gonna show you guys the food when it comes out. I got a triple double, I think is what it's called. Double meat, double bacon, double cheese. 3 things that are double, which makes sense. I saw pictures and it looks ridiculous. Sad part is I did just have that pizza about 2 hours ago. So hopefully I can eat the whole thing, but it's me. I'm known as the garbage disposal amongst my friends, so I shouldn't have an issue with it. We'll see. So this is called the Rum Runner Slushie. It's got banana, cherry, strawberry, orange, and pineapple, I think. It's just a bunch of fruits shoved into a beer, and it's actually not bad. I usually don't like things with pineapple in it, but the pineapple's not very strong. Allison had a sip and said it wasn't bad, which is very high praise from Allison. She tried this shandy thing. It's good, I liked it, but it's definitely got more of a beery taste than your Leinenkugels. That beer looks so good. So good.
Oh wait, here's the beer that I got.
That's the beer Allison got.
Right there.
Yo, look at that burger. That looks awesome. All right, so verdict, a really cute place. I'm glad we made a stop, and best burgers in Texas. That burger was really good, so I could see how they would have won best burgers in Texas.
See, this is how you barbecue. Not none of that Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. We're talking man stuff right here. Now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's this? The bone literally just fell off. Look at that. Look at that! Okay, now. There was no pressure with that. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. I'm out. This interview. Andrew, how is my meat, sir?
It's tender, juicy, sopping, with tingles and taste buds.
Hey everybody, Future Stephen here yet again. Before we jump into day 4, there's a couple things that I wanted to cover in day 3 that I didn't get a chance to cover when originally recording day 3. First off, my honest review of 903 Brewers. While I enjoyed the burger, it was a good burger. I don't know that it was best burger in Texas. The only other burgers that I experienced while in Texas were Whataburger, which was fantastic, and In-N-Out, which was also really good. Those are not Texas burgers though. That was the only Texas burger I had was at 903. And there's a handful of other burgers that I could list. I won't because I don't want to ramble too much, but there's no way that could have been the best burger in Texas. Also, in terms of the beer, wasn't really a huge fan. While I enjoyed the Rum Runner in day 3's footage, it was because I couldn't taste the pineapple. It was a listed ingredient, so when I couldn't taste it, I was excited. However, it was also the most appetizing thing on the menu, and that's why I got it. But when I couldn't taste the pineapple, I was like, yes! With that being said, the beer that I had previously purchased to pick up that day, Sex on the Beach, a 4-pack of Sex on the Beach, which is cranberry, tangerine, and peach, all shoved into a drink, was not that great. It was maybe a 3.25 out of 5 on Untapped. It's not that great. It was forgettable, and that's why I didn't get any footage of it. Next, Allison and myself got to experience Tom's 8-hour smoked meat. While we were in Texas, he smoked some pork for us. Took 8 hours to do it. It was some of the best pork I've ever had. Tom, whatever barbecue sauce you had too was great. I already forgot the name of it. While we were there, Andrew, Tom, and myself also opened up some barrel-aged beers that I actually had sent over. I sent over 5 barrel-aged beers. They, in total, probably costed me about $75 for all 5 beers. So I was excited to try these. Super excited. We opened up the first one. It's Variant Brewing's Cinnamon Roast Crunch. Tasted like liquefied cinnamon toast crunch. It is one of my favorite beers. Still tasted just as fantastic as the first time I had it. Next beer was Double Stuffed Oreo Brownie Batter Batch from Pontoon Brewing over in Sandy Springs. I love their Brownie Batter Batch series, and the Oreo Brownie Batter Batch from Brownie Bash of last year, 2019, their first Brownie Batch, was amazing. One of the best beers I've ever had. Unfortunately, I only got to try it on draft. Didn't get to buy a bottle myself, but when we poured it after almost 10 minutes of us struggling to get the wax off the bottle, we opened it and natural separation had occurred. I didn't know that's what it was. I just see gunk floating around in my beer and already am turned off by the look of it. Also, Andrew and Tom were not appetized by it either. They're not big beer drinkers. So when they saw that, they're like, ugh, that looks nasty. So as I was over by their sink, I messaged the owner of Pontoon, Sean, and well, in Georgia, I think at that point it was like 11:30, so I was like, he probably won't see it, so I'll just tell him. He did see it, and as the final drops were hitting the sink, he replies and tells me that's natural separation. It's not intended to happen, but you can still drink it. So I wasted an entire bottle down the drain, and I was so upset. So I opened up my next one, stouts all the way down, Neapolitan stout from Orpheus. Now I've had plenty of Orpheus beer. They make really good stouts. This one sucked. Was one of the worst beers I've ever had in my life. It tasted like straight up soy sauce. There was no flavor in it whatsoever. It was so bad. It could have been shipped over bad. Something could have happened when I shipped it. I tried to keep it as cool as possible. I boxed it right before taking it over to the place, and they were just getting ready to pick up within the hour. And I also put an ice pack in there. So I tried to keep it as cool as possible, but probably that Texas heat must have done something to it because it was not good. As far as the rest of the night, that was it. That night finished on that beer. Andrew ended up heading home. He lives about 45 minutes away from Tom, so he just drove home that night, and I went to bed upset because I had opened that crappy beer. What can you do? It was my first time shipping barrel-aged beer like that, and it just didn't work out. With that being said, let us continue on to day 4. Enjoy. Chilling out at Tom's place. The wife. There's Tom. I haven't been vlogging too much today, but today was just a relaxation day. We went to Pluckers for lunch. It was delicious. Some of the best boneless chicken I've ever had. I got the spicy lemon pepper. It was delicious. Then we passed out and took day naps. They were fantastic. All 3 of us. Out like a light.
Hey, beat him up, Bert!
Leader, you're a leader!
Beat him
You're
up,
a
Bert!
leader!
Bert, show him whose house it is! Yeah, get him! Wah! Boom!
To celebrate our last night of staying here, Tom and I are enjoying the last 2 beers that I sent over. One of them is Pontoon Brewing's Barrel Aged Brownie Batter Batch number 1. Fudgy Brownie, aged in 4 Roses and Heaven Hill barrels. Look at that color. That's pretty. We're also going to be opening another Pontoon beer. It's a brandy barrel aged, and I think cognac as well. Apple brandy. So yeah, I'll check in with that one. But yeah, this trip has been a lot of fun, and I know we have tonight and then tomorrow morning still, and then we will be flying back. Our flight's at, I believe, 10 a.m. landing in Atlanta at 1. I'll check in with that next beer in just a little bit. Hey everybody, Future Steven back yet again. I bet you guys love seeing my face. Guess what? I forgot to shoot the video footage for that beer. Whoops. Oh well. So that beer I was supposed to check in with you about was called Pontoon Brewing's Double Apple Brandy Barrel Aged Gravity Glaze. I enjoyed it. I thought it was something unique, something different. However, Tom hated it. Took one sip of it, poured it out. Seeing as we were heading out the next morning and needed to be up by 7 a.m., I wasn't going to finish the rest of that bottle. So I finished my glass, watched Tom pour his glass out, and then poured out the rest of that bottle. While it sucks, I did get to try it, and it was really good. I hope that in the future, I can buy it again and then share it at one of my local bottle shares where it's not nearly as hot as it is out there in Texas. Before shipping those beers, I never realized probably shouldn't be shipping anything barrel aged to Texas right now because barrel aged stuff warms you up on the inside. You didn't need that over in Texas. So from now on, I will hold off on shipping Tom barrel aged stuff until the winter time when you actually need to be warmed up, because it does get pretty cold over there in Texas during the winter. On that note, hopefully my next experience with the Pontoon, I can enjoy the whole bottle. We'll see. So with that being said, that is the end of day 4's footage and the end of this video. Obviously I didn't make a sign off, so here we go. Until I post my next adventure, which is the final leg of our trip, the day we head back to Atlanta, we'll see you guys across the seas.